But yeah, that's a great question.
Hope that answers it for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So you said succinct, but then were you just kidding?
Shush!
Or
Question! It's a whole new opportunity. We'll be very succinct this time. Yes, no, only. Yes, no question. No, you go ahead. No, you say whatever you wanted to.
First of all, I want to say thank you guys. You guys are all really cool for voice acting. You you really inspire a lot of people. So thank you. I also had a question for Michaela. What was the name of the app that you said earlier for voiceover stuff?
Oh, so my agent says, let me just double check so I don't say the wrong thing, but I think it's called Voice Record.
Oh,
and it's pretty, let's see,
Some people just use the memo thing on their iPhone. It doesn't really matter as long as you can capture it with low background noise, right?
I use Voice Record because I can then edit things. Voice memo, I'm sure you can, I just don't know. So the Voice Record app is nice. It has record, stop, play, whatever, and then when you're recording, you can adjust the input that is going into the phone, which is nice. And then afterwards, you can edit the sound file in the app. So that's why I use Voice Record. I don't really know. It depends on your sound. If you can sit in a closet with some clothes somewhere. Some people like to plug in their wired headphones and just use that mic. Depends. Sometimes that's better. Sometimes just my phone is better. Just depends. But yeah, I use Voice Record when I'm remote, which isn't the best. I know some people who actually travel with their mics and are real good at that, and I am not because I'm tired. So I don't. I just use my phone.
She's been working since 5.
It's been 25 years.
I have one last question for you guys. Is it better to memorize your script or read it directly from the paper?
You never need to be off book. Voice actors never need to get rid of the paper.
We just have to read.
You just put it somewhere, and you might get off book for the line, but then you're just okay, where are we next? And it's lovely. It's very freeing.
It depends on how you work as a human. Some people like to read through the whole story, read their lines, practice getting into the voice, saying the line to where they feel comfortable with it. Some people, like me, like to go in and not do too much beforehand because then it's over-processed. Then I'm overthinking. So if you're an overthinker, going in a little bit more cold and then just kind of going with the flow in the moment is a little bit better because I have a bit more of an authentic reaction. And then some people like to read the whole thing beforehand and really have the story down.
Okay.
Just depends. But no, you don't have to.
A lot of times they won't even let you see the script until day one.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that are really secretive, so that's part of it, is that you don't pretend that you're going to be able to prepare the way you would hope. You go with the flow and you trust your instincts and you stay playful, because that gets you out of 9 out of 10 problems. And everyone wants you to succeed. The director and the engineer, the client, they'll all help you if there's an insurmountable problem in the moment.
Okay. And so then do they just tell you how you're going to be, what your persona is going to be at the time of your performance, or?
We tell them what the persona is going to be because that's where they cast us.
Okay, that's just one last request out of all of you guys. Can I just get one of your favorite lines from each of you guys from the character?
Sure. I love to laugh. Merry Christmas. One of my favorite. Oh, go.
Sick! Wicked sick!
One of my favorite lines is from the library, where she goes, "Look, there it is! That's what it'll sound like when one of you spots it." Phenomenal episode. Love her.
Thank you.
Do you have your voice?
Tien from Dragon Ball never said it, but I always thought he should. Shao Tzu, you're my only friend. Let's move on.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, I have a question for all of you. What is your favorite role you've had throughout your entire career, and what is your favorite line? Not necessarily linked to that character, but just in general.
Oh, they're looking at me. They would like a moment to think it through. It was actually interesting because when I got Hisoka in Hunter x Hunter, it was the first time any female presenting fan mail came across my way, and I was more confused than ever. And so while I appreciate that whatever that was resonated with a more female-centric crowd than any of my Dragon Ball or Mega Man type of product, it was also yo, this dude does not seem to be for you, but I'm really interested in how people get connected and affected by characters. And so, I don't obviously agree with a lot of what that character was doing and going through. But, certainly things, No, I don't like saying his lines. So, I'm moving on. I gave them lots of time to think.
I know that Toph is obviously huge, but I loved voicing young Franny in Meet the Robinsons. Meet the Robinsons is one of my favorite movies. It's so good. And she and I are just, we're girls. She likes science, she likes music, she likes looking cute, she's like very sassy. I'm like, that's all of that. All that checks out. One of my favorite lines was actually, I can't remember if it was called Project X or X-Files. There was an animated show that had an X in it at Nickelodeon around the time of Avatar, and I just can't remember what the right is. Does anyone here remember?
X's.
Huh?
X's.
Is it just called X's? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was just a guest character, a daughter. Said 2 lines, and the main character was like camouflaging. And I just had to walk by and go, Mom, why is that man dressed like a plant? And that is my favorite line I've ever said. And my mom and I will just pull it out constantly of like, if we're walking somewhere, if we're at Lowe's, if we're at Home Depot, if she's like, oh, do you need me to like water your orchid while you're at whatever, and we just say the line to each other. So that has become a favorite line, which is very random.
It's really hard to pick a favorite because they're all special and meaningful in different ways, and they're like having a bunch of children be like, I can't pick which child's my favorite. So I'm gonna do a cop out. I'm gonna give you some of my recent favorites, and these ones are just like super special to me. Like Farina's super special to me. I relate a lot emotionally to like what she was going through. I feel like there's a lot that connects like audience members like across the world with like having felt that way, having to pretend that you're not feeling something when you are. And aside from that, I also voice Comey, and Comey can't communicate, and I grew up with social anxiety disorder, so that's really special to me. Eno and Guilty Gear Strive, because I love Guilty Gear, and I love fighting games, and Eno was my favorite character, so getting to step into those shoes all these years later, literal dream come true. I cannot give you an Eno line because they are not appropriate, but thank you.
Yeah, same deal as Amber. Like, it's really hard for me to pick a favorite because I love all my boys. They're my special little guys. I love them so much. So I will also have a cop-out answer by saying Kaveh and Andy and Undone Luck. They're both like my current I guess favorites. Kaveh just because like again I see so much of myself in him, and like he's just fun to do. He's just dramatic and it's great. And Andy just lets me go off the wall and it's so much fun. I get to yell, I get to do fight scenes. It's like the direction that I keep getting whenever I'm recording that character is, Ben, you have to reel it in. You're going too hard. And I'm like, I can't help it. He's so much fun. But if I had to pick a favorite line, it's one of Kaveh's where he says, "Thank you, oh my God, thank you." Because I think it's the first time that like somebody said "oh my God" in like Genshin's universe. And as we were recording, I'm like, am I allowed to say that? Shouldn't it be like "oh"?
I know I'll never be the same. Shook my world so hard again. Wish I washed away my sins. He's a dead man walking, blank stare in his eyes. Should've given up on the ones I trust. Never should have been surprised when they shot him down. Cold blood to the ground.